Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock, 7 a.m., June 3rd. It's Wednesday. Wednesday. And I'm like, oh my God, I have been up since 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. And I'm like, what? I remember this person. And I'm thinking, oh, they're a friend. This is your friend. You could talk to them. You could tell them whatever, that they're going to be a friend. So I'm thinking it's a friend. And then they asked, what are you passionate about? What do you love? I was like, I work for myself. I'm passionate about my business. I'm passionate about the lawsuit because I'm suing the Bronx Supreme Courthouse. Oh, what court? It's Supreme Court and it's in federal court. And then they just kept asking me questions about the case. You know, they're just a regular person, but it's a warlock. They would say, oh, I used to call myself a warlock, and then they stopped calling themselves a warlock. But they're a warlock. They sit there and they do all kinds of spiritual shit. And it's just like, okay, no judging. I don't judge nobody. I call myself a witch. Like, what the fuck? You can say whatever you are. I'm like, okay. Like, what you want me to do? Like, okay, that's what you say you are. That's what you say. But the warlock, all he does is spiritual work. Spiritual work. All he does is work to, like narcissists. They do work to dominate, to control, to take over a situation, just to have you all the way fucked up. This person didn't have anything. They don't have nothing. They're homeless, living in the street, living in hotels, living in places, like, drinking and smoking and talking, like real ghetto nasty. I would never speak to someone like this ever in my life. I would never speak to anyone like this. How I talked to this, but it was online. Oh, just trying to be nice, trying to be my friend, but I was already a target. I was already a target. They was already watching me, watching what I do, what I post, so that they could say whatever, so they could try to relate to me and shit because they looking at what I post. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, okay, I let people talk, and this person was always fucking talking. I'm like, yo, he's lying most of the time because when you always talking, you're fucking lying because it's like when you I don't know. It's like when you talk too much, you're lying. When you want attention, you want people to see you, is because you're insecure about something. You want to be seen. It's like, they're watching me, but then I'm reading them. And I'm just like, look at this shit. And I'm just letting it, like, oh, just a friend. Just a friend. They're doing spell work. So they're doing sex magic. They're doing all kinds of stuff to control me. And I'm like, this, play along. Because then it's like, I wanted to see how far would they go. I think the last conversation I had with this person, they said that they did some work on me to sabotage everything that I love, to take my business. You're not going to give up your business. Like wanted me to give them my business, Lead with Love Inc. Oh, it's trademark. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, that's your business. Like they wanted me to give them my business. I'm like, this is a piece of shit fucking guy. Then they went to the beach. And I remember, and then they posting that they're at the beach, they're by the water. So the motherfucker did something, they did something. Whatever they did, they threw it in the water. And then my demons, because you're doing stuff against me. So my stuff comes out. So, and then they call me, oh, they saw demons. They saw shadows. They saw shadows at the beach. They was coming to them. They were shadows, and it was people from church going women. It was like righteous women. Like they was, but then he saw shadows and it scared him. And I'm like, what was you doing? Why would, they only come out when you do something wrong, but they didn't tell me what they did. But I know where my demons come out is because you did something to me, to my spirit. But then they call me they calling me to tell me why, because they just finished doing something. That's why they calling me, because they just finished doing some shit to me. And I'm like, oh, but my demons on that. Like, it's like whatever happens to people, it just happens to people. It's like people do shit, and I don't say nothing. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna defend myself either. No, I'm gonna defend myself. But is different when I know you're lying and you're playing in my face. I'm gonna let you play in my face. I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna let you lie, and then it's like it just makes it easy for me to leave and not have to say anything again. The last conversation I had, that he was talking all kind of crazy, cursing me out, telling me all kinds of shit. I hung up the phone. I was like, you're not gonna be talking to me like this. I'm like, who the fuck you think? I didn't even say anything. I just hung up the phone. I was like, I don't have to listen to somebody talking to me crazy. Like, oh, you a witch, right? You handled that, right? I'm just like this. He old. He's old. Like, he's not. We like the same fucking age, and he's acting like this. And then I just hung up the phone. Then call back, apologize. I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker crazy. Blocked, blocked them. I was like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this shit. But they did try to sabotage my business. They did try to sabotage the court case, because they know that I'm filing the case in federal court, in the Supreme Court. Nothing's ever done. Nobody does anything. I have no justice. No justice. You can't prove spell work. You can't prove this shit. People just do shit to you. Then you can't prove it. You just got to get over it, right? You got to keep cleansing and protecting your energy. And it's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's why I keep talking about the courthouse. I keep talking about the Bronx Supreme Courthouse. I talk about the courthouse. It's in reference to the sabotage of my personal and confidential information with my documents that I filed personally within the Bronx Supreme Courthouse and given to direct contacts and their names and everything. And then they sabotaged it. I'm like, okay, that's why I'm suing the courthouse. But I'm a messenger. When I get messages, it's because something is going on. So I'm talking about the death certificates, the birth certificates, the insurance, the fraud, the paperwork. The paperwork is filed in the courthouse. So the paperwork is filed in the courthouse. The documents are fraudulent documents, but then the documents are issued because the person works in Department of Health and Hospitals Corporation in Vital Records, where they do the death certificates, where they do the birth certificates, where they issue these kind of documents. It's outdated systems, they don't, nobody checks. Nobody fucking checks. My aunt worked there and she had access to everybody's shit. And I think she was fired. She was fired from this government job. And I remember, because I used to work with her. And I remember this was like an important fucking job. And I was like, she got fired. How? Why? They never wanted to say why. But I know that she did fraudulent shit all the time. My aunt passed away. Where's the death certificate? The death certificate is always issued to a person. She changed the birth certificate saying that she gave birth to her children so she could take their insurance, but she could take stuff from them. So she can act like she's the guardian and she's the ward. No, she adopted them. So she was, their foster mother, but she took control of everything that was theirs because she's the mother. What did she do? She went on vacation. She bought a fucking mansion. She paid everybody way. This bitch is going on trips. How you doing all this shit and you lost your job? It's like it's so obvious. It's obvious. But nobody does their job. Nobody's checking. Nobody's doing anything because they all a part of it. Because there's no fucking way. I was like, yo, if it was a regular person, right? You would be arrested. You would be in jail. Something would happen to you because you don't know nobody. Nobody gonna help you. Nobody gonna look out for you. The fuck? Nobody give a fuck about your life. Like, no, but this bitch, she works there. And she knows people. And she knows the courthouse because she's filing papers there already. You know, so she's already doing fraudulent shit, forging documents, forging signatures. She already doing shit. Nobody's doing anything about this. Nobody sees this shit. Like, nobody sees this shit. I'm just like, fucking wow. Like, wow. Like, the corruption is so obvious. It's so obvious. It's like right in your face. The proof is right in your face. It's in your face. It's documents. It's filed. You know, they do shit and then they file it in the courthouse to make it legal. You know, then nobody in the courthouse does their job. It's like, you have a prestigious job. This is supposed to be a good job, right? And people are supposed to fucking care about the people, about the community. They don't fucking care. They want that money too. If you trying to get this money, oh, I'm gonna help you get this money, and I'm gonna take a piece of that money while you fucking at it. That's how it goes. That's why insurances are missing. You know, stuff is lost, is just doesn't exist. The file doesn't exist. You know, shit is altered, it's changed. Who changed it? You know, the only way, like, all this information, if you look for the information, if you fucking do your job, you know, the username and the password, everything you enter for the day, it pops up what you entered with your username and your password. You know, it shows up who did the work, what time it was done, everything. You know, documents, you got to compare signatures. Like, when you file in documents, court documents, and it's for someone, it's for property, you have to prove your identity. You have to prove you are who you say you are. If you're trying to prove mental insanity, you have to have documentation. You have to have something. You have to have a signature. You have to have proof. The documents are forged, though. They're forged. How you don't try to contact a person that is a person exists, but then they don't want to have no contact. They don't want to call them. They don't want to verify information. Why? They want to just go with this person because she talk like a white girl, talk like she know what she's doing and that she's right, and she would never. That little white girl voice. That's what gets her away. No, but I don't know. I don't sound like a white girl like that. Maybe when I want to sound like, you know, your job voice, you know, you sound like your little white girl voice, like, hello, you know, you do what you do. You do what you got to do. So, but this woman is like, she just does a lot of fraudulent things. And she got this white girl voice. And she got a professional voice. And then she's light skinned with straight hair. And I'm just like, this bitch, she get away with fucking everything. Everything. And I'm just like, oh my God. She got her whole body done. Got her whole body done. I'm like, oh, you could just go to the gym. You know, it's like, it's simple shit you could do for yourself. Like, you don't even gotta do all that. But then you went and did all that because you stole this money. You got this money and you was able to spend it on your body. Like 100K on your body. I'm like, wow. A mansion in the Dominican Republic. A fucking mansion. Paid everybody way to go. I'm just like, wow. Like, it's just a lot of money, blowing money, blowing money. Where the fuck this money coming from? Where this coming from? They stealing it, but then nobody's saying nothing. Everybody you see this shit, you see what's going on here, but nobody says anything. And I'm like, yo, this is some shit. Yo, if it was to come down to me, ask me, anything is in my name, I'm locking you up. I'm calling. No, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to press charges and these people will be in jail, in fucking jail, because it's like, how you just steal from me and then think that nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to fucking care. Nobody's going to say anything. Nobody's going to try to put you in jail. No, you're going to go to fucking jail. That's what's going to happen here. It's like, what are you passionate about? I'm passionate about justice. I want justice. I want things done right. I want shit done. I'm tired of people playing. They just keep playing. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. So, and then now you have to be more strict, be more stern, give more facts, come out with more information because the information is already filed. What is the problem? What's the problem? Oh, they're not doing their fucking job. That's what's the problem. That's what the problem is. And then it's like every time a documentary comes out, it's like the courthouse is always in the documentary. But then nobody talks about the fucking courthouse, but they talk about the negligence of the courthouse and how shit doesn't get done in the courthouse. They talk about that. Nobody doing their fucking job. They talk about that. And they talk about the justice system and the years they give people. The shit that happens in jail. The shit that just happens. The shit that they do to people on purpose because they can. And it's just like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What can I do, right? What can I do? That's why I post about it all the time on Facebook, and I talk about it, and I tag them. I tag the New York State Unified Court System. I tag the Department of Mental Health and Hygiene. I tag all these fucking places so you could do your fucking job. I tag the FBI. I tag Crime Stoppers, NYPD. I tag all these fucking people. I tag politicians for the fucking Bronx. I tag people. Nobody does their job. Nobody. So I'm like, okay, like what the fuck? You know, all it's showing me is that they're hiding something. All it's showing me is that they're all connected. They all know each other. They hiding shit for each other. Oh, we can't let nobody see this shit because and then it's gonna show some other shit. And I'm like, oh, that's what they doing? So then I gotta keep talking about this shit because now they want to play. They want to play and act like you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, no, I know what's going on. The problem is nobody does their job, and I'm just like, oh, oh my god, I gotta just endure it. I gotta maintain. I gotta act like everything is fucking fine. I'm like, oh, okay, like okay. So you dealing with the courthouse, and you dealing with the insurance. You dealing with family. You dealing with bullshit from the fucking system. Yes, the government. Yes, that's what you're dealing with. Yeah, and then you deal with regular people and they shit. You mad about little basic petty shit, childish shit. Like you don't got nothing going on in your life. You don't have nothing else to do about your fucking life. They want to bother me. I'm like, I already got shit going on. But then they want to bother me. And everything that I do fucking irritates them. Like, why? You don't have a fucking life? You don't have nothing going on? Nothing's going on in your life? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just ignore this shit because there's bigger things going on. And it's like, it's the bigger things. It's bigger than me. Whatever's going on is bigger than me. It's being hidden for a reason. They don't want nobody to see it. They don't want nobody to talk about it. They don't want a documentary to come out talking about all this shit. Like, that, you know, it's bigger than something so small as what you look like. What's your religion? Oh, you too big, or you too this, and you too that. Fuck. You know, it's just so beneath me. Like this what you want to talk about? This what you want to talk about? Like it's bigger shit out here going on, and you want to talk about what the fuck I look like? You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fucking fine. I will have justice for the injustices within the unified court system, from me being an employee for 15 years, for the injustices within vital records, with injustices within surrogates court, whatever court it is, it's the courthouse, because that's where you file for your insurance claims. Inheritances, or like when somebody left you something, you need the death certificate of that person. You need shit. You need certain documentation. But I remember my aunt worked there, and she took over everybody's stuff. Anybody died, she was the one that ran everything. She took everything for herself, and she's the one going everywhere and doing shit. And I'm like, how you doing all this shit? You don't even get paid enough money to do all this stuff, but you're doing it. It's the money. She's stealing the money. But how can you prove it? Everybody's lying. It's in the documentation. That's where the proof is. It's in the documents that were filed. Everything was filed in the courthouse to make it look legal. Yeah, it's in the paperwork. The proof is in the paperwork. My court case is 405 pages of documented proof of me being employed within the unified court system, of all of my documents being ignored, of the sabotage, of the retaliation, of the bullying, of the everything that I have went through is documented. It's in the file, 405. It's pictures in there too. And it's like nobody wants to say, no, I want somebody to say something to me. I want them to say something to me. I want somebody to say, oh, you can't say, oh, you can't, you telling me I can't? You better fucking sue me. You sue me and you tell me I can't do whatever I want to. I could do whatever the fuck I want to do, you know? Because if it's irritating you, then sue me. Fucking sue me. I want them to sue me so I can just talk about the court case some more. And I can talk about all of the other injustices that everyone wants to fail to acknowledge. It's just like, you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of everybody and the dumb shit. Like everybody want to play stupid. Like they don't know what the fuck is going on. And they want to sit here and be petty and childish and like, you don't got nothing going on. You don't got no money to make. You don't got nothing going on. You don't got nothing to do. It's crazy. This shit is fucking crazy. I'm like, yo, it's fine. It's fine. Stay calm. Don't lose your shit because it's the same shit. It's just another day. Another day of people not doing their job, people not doing what they supposed to do. And I'm just like, oh my God. Am I venting? Am I ranting? I didn't even do the Return of Sundays because Lead with Love Inc. is a spiritual channel, but it's like, being ignored and being treated poorly and, acting like your voice doesn't matter. Like my voice matters. Like I'm a person. I'm an American citizen. Like I was born here, born and raised here. Like, but they want to ignore me. Why? Because I'm female, because I'm Hispanic. My parents are Dominican. Like, what is it? What is it? Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. All I can think about is because I'm a woman, like you being sexist, you being racist, you being what the fuck is it? I'm not white, I'm not black. I'm like what is it? What's the problem? Nobody wants to do their job. What's the problem? They want to hide it. Why you want to hide it? Because there's nothing but truth in the document. The document is gonna prove everything that I'm saying. It's gonna prove the fraud. It's gonna prove the sabotage. It's gonna prove everything. And whatever crimes are being hidden, they don't want nobody to know. They don't want nobody to talk about it. They don't want a documentary to come out. Like what? They make everyone in the courthouse sign an NDA. An NDA is a non-disclosure agreement acknowledging that you see this shit, but you can't talk about this shit. Why? Why I can't talk about this shit? Because you work here. So you can't talk about the shit that goes on in the courthouse. That's why. So you got to sign it. If you want this job, you got to sign this paper and you can't talk about the fucking courthouse. Yeah, that's how that goes. You want a job, right? Yeah, I need a job. Sign right here. That's how that goes. You have to sign it if you want the job. If you don't want the job, then you don't have to sign it. But once you sign it, you work here. And you can't talk about us outside, okay? You can't write about us. You can't do shit. You can't do nothing about the courthouse. Nobody can know. I was like, okay. I worked there and nobody knew I worked there. Only close people knew that I worked in the courthouse. The people that knew me personally knew that I worked in the courthouse. Nobody knew that I worked in the courthouse. When I quit, I told people I worked in the courthouse. They were like, what? You worked in the courthouse? Oh my God. how? I'm like, everybody got a story. Everybody got a story. If you just sit there and listen instead of sitting there fucking with people because you don't know who you fucking with. But you know what? It's all right. It's all right. Because when things happen, they just happen. You just look at this shit. Like, look at this shit. Look at it. And what you gonna say? There's nothing to say. You just look at this shit. Like, look at this shit. And I laugh because I'm like, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be upset. I'm just like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Like it's fine. Like it's fine. Like it doesn't even bother me. It's like, people always try. They always try you, but they don't know who they fucking with. And then when they realize, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. Yeah, it's okay. No regrets. And what's done is done. You can't take nothing back. You can't take nothing back. Once you do it, that's what it is. Once you speak it, that's what it is. You can't take it back. A spell is spell. When you do a spell, you can't reverse the spell. Like, who does that? Like, if you sat there and you put it in your mind, you're going to do some shit, then you fucking do that shit. Why are you gonna feel regret and want to take it back now? You want to reverse? No, you can't reverse it. Fucking, what are you doing? You can't reverse it. If you reverse it, it's gonna make it go even faster. It's gonna be worse for you. Return to Sanders returns energy. That's all a return to Sanders does. Nothing will ever happen to me. I will always be okay. I will always be all right. God is always with me. God covers me. God protects me. God watches over me. The angels, the spirits, the ancestors, like everybody is on it. And people keep trying it and they just make it worse for themselves. They don't make it worse for me. They make it worse for themselves. And I'm just like, just look at this shit. Pay attention to what happens. Pay attention to what people say. Pay attention. Pay attention. Everybody lies. Everybody lies. They're hiding something. What are they hiding? Pay attention. That's all it is. I guess I was just ranting and venting and talking. I'm just like this shit is crazy. But it's okay. It's okay. Leave a love. Leave a love. And I will have justice and I will be heard. This lifetime, I will be heard. Leave a love. Bye.